Welcome to Happy Healthy Living with Yvonne Douglas. I'm Doug, and today we're going to make some delicious quesadillas using our new George Foreman grill. So stay tuned. Now we're going to be making some veggie quesadillas. It's going to be veggie and some meat. We're going to use some chopped meat. So the very first thing I'm doing is I'm heating up my skillet on a medium flame. I'm going to add a little bit extra virgin olive oil, maybe about a tablespoon. And I'm also going to add about probably about a tablespoon of butter. And we're going to melt that first. And then we're going to cook up our onions and also some red, orange, and yellow mini sweet bell peppers. And also we're going to add some mushrooms to this too. So it's going to be super yummy. Mexican style cheese, of course. I'm going to do a blend of that. And then, like I said, some ground beef. We're going to be using some taco seasoning for that. So it's going to be really yummy. Okay, so my oil and my butter's all heated up, so I'm going to first add my onions. This is approximately a quarter of a large white onion. We're going to stir that around a bit. I'm going to add a little salt and pepper to my onions at first. I'm going to cook this for around 4 minutes. Okay, so my onions have been cooking for a few minutes. I'm going to add just a little bit of salt, a little bit of freshly cracked ground pepper, give that a nice stir. Probably continue cooking this for another minute or two, and then I'm going to add my peppers. Yum, I love the way onions smell. Okay, so now I'm going to add my orange, red, and yellow sweet bell peppers, the minis. The bag looks like this, those mini sweet peppers. This is a Good and Gather brand, but of course you can just, any bell pepper is fine. I'm going to stir that in. I like using the different colors because it makes it more, makes it more festive. Looks like a nice big fiesta. I love quesadillas. They are one of my favorites. So hopefully you'll try this recipe out. I think you're really gonna love it. Okay, so we're gonna cook that up for about 2 more minutes. Okay, so it has been about another minute or two. I'm gonna add another approximately a tablespoon of butter, and because we're gonna be adding our mushrooms to this, so we definitely wanna make sure there is enough butter to cover those mushrooms too. You got just a little bit more. And I'm just using those portobello mushrooms. Right. Add the mushrooms. See how many mushrooms? That's a lot of mushrooms. That's why I added the extra butter. I want to make sure enough gets coated. If you wanted to leave the butter out and just use the extra virgin olive oil, you can do that too. But you know, anything with butter tastes a whole lot better. So I'm gonna keep cooking this, turn up the flame just a little bit. We want it on a probably like a medium to low flame. And we're gonna cook these mushrooms for about, with the vegetables, probably about 5 minutes or so. So it's all gonna cook together now. Okay, this has been cooking for a few minutes. I'm going to add a little bit more pepper, tiny bit more salt. Keep stirring it. And so it's almost like layering. You notice how we started out with the onions first, then we added the sweet bell peppers, and now we're adding the mushrooms. So after this is cooked, we're gonna take it all out, put it in a bowl, and then we're gonna cook up our meat and use our taco seasoning with our meat. And then we're going to start putting our quesadilla together. I cannot wait, it smells so good. All right, yum. Okay, so my mushrooms and my vegetables here, my onions, my peppers, everything is cooked. It smells fantastic. Remember to cook your mushrooms for approximately 5 minutes. And I think this is good. We're going to take these out and put them in this plate here, and then I'm gonna cook my beef. If you wanted to use a slotted spoon, you can. It doesn't really matter. Mine is not right here. But it's okay if we have some butter in here. We're going to be adding that beef, that ground beef, to this pan. Add my beef. Turn up the flame to about a medium and break that up. If there's a little vegetables left in there, that's okay, don't worry about it. It's all gonna mix together anyway. So with my ground beef, I'm going to add a little salt and pepper to it. And that's really it. Once this browns, then we're going to add our Old El Paso taco seasoning mix, mild. If you wanted to use more spicy, you can, but I always use the mild. So let's cook that up, and then we're going to add our mix to that. Next, I'm going to add the Old El Paso seasoning mix, mild. Just add it to the pan. You're supposed to be using about 2/3 cup. Let me see, this is 1/3. This is gonna be 2/3 cup of water. I'm just going to stir that in there. Combine it nicely. Gives it a really great flavor. If you wanted to add your own spices, like maybe chili powder, onion powder, garlic powder, you can do stuff like that too. But I just like using that Old El Paso taco seasoning mix. It makes it taste really, really good. All right, we're gonna cook that up. Let that cook up until it boils a little bit. And then we'll reduce the heat. Turn it up a little bit. Basically, it says stir in water, seasoning mix, heat to boiling, reduce heat and simmer for 3 to 4 minutes. So it's starting to boil, you can kind of see in there. I'll give it a couple of stirs and then I'm going to reduce the heat and let it cook for about 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, I'm going to reduce it now. Let that cook for about 3 to 4 minutes and it should be done. Awesome. Okay, so we're back and I have my George Foreman grill. I sprayed it with a little olive oil spray. Where did I put it? Right here. It's right here, a little olive oil spray. And it's non-stick. And we're gonna let that heat up. I'm just following the directions on the machine. You gotta wait till the light turns off and then it's pretty much ready to go. I have my tortillas here and we're gonna start making them. So let's make them. Okay, so I have my tortilla here and the very first layer I'm gonna use is my ground beef. I'm gonna put some ground beef down, just about maybe 2 tablespoons or so. Spread that out a bit. Then I'm gonna add my cheese. This is my Mexican style classic cheese. Spread that out a bit. And then I'm gonna add my vegetables. Spread that out. Yum, it smells so good, guys. So yummy. And basically you just spread it out. Don't go too close to the edge because you don't want any spillage. Just about like that. That looks good. Flatten it down a bit. Get my other tortilla and I'm going to just kind of press it together and then we're gonna put it on the quesadilla maker. All right. Okay, so the light went off. That tells me it is ready. I'm gonna make sure that I don't touch it. You might see a little smoke at first. And here's my quesadilla. Place it on there. Close it. And it should cook for around 3 minutes or so. See how they turned out? Wow, look at that. Looks great. It's a perfect color. Yum. Okay, so we're back and we're ready for a taste test and look how awesome that looks. Oh, I'm so happy. And my George Foreman grill did work really well, so I'm really happy with that purchase too. So now let's have a taste. I've got some tomatoes on it, some sour cream. Oh, yum. Let's give it a good taste with a little pecani sauce. Wow, that is so good, guys. The cheese is melted perfectly. Yum. 2 thumbs up. Perfect little recipe, quick little cook for the middle of the week or whenever. So thank you so much for joining us on Happy Healthy Living with Yvonne Douglas today. Remember, if you want that homey vibe, you need to subscribe. And please give this video a like. Until next time, my friends, happy healthy living. Bye-bye.